Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. Hope you're all doing amazing. Okay, let's make sure this is working fine. Good morning, good morning, good morning, one. Good morning, all. We're going to be talking about Niagara Falls, which is an amazing place to go, for not only for special occasions, but just as a family outing. A very amazing place. But before I carry on, I just want to say thank you guys for joining and please subscribe to the channel, share and like this live stream, guys. And I'll actually do that just now. Okay, let's see here. Copy the link. And let's see here. All right, we're back, guys. Oh, I thought I thought it was I thought my video got stuck. Okay. It's a beautiful day. I'm on my way to work as usual that I do this time of the morning. And I'm just waiting for you guys to join so we can talk about Niagara Falls, guys. Um, I actually scheduled this video, and I don't know, for some reason, I keep getting disconnected. Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing great. Welcome to my live stream. I like to do a quick live stream in the mornings on my way to work. And this morning, we're going to be talking about Niagara Falls and has it, lost its magic. So, look, everybody knows about Niagara Falls. It's a very popular tourist destination, visited by literally millions of people every year. And, for myself, I love going to Niagara Falls. It's something that I look forward to every year. Me and my family, go to Niagara Falls. We make it a family event. But even before I got married, I'd head down there just to have some fun. And I don't know, back then maybe I visited an arcade. There's a lot of stuff to do in Niagara Falls. You know, when you go to Niagara Falls, it's like a magical place. It's beautiful. The falls itself is so amazing. Like, I think it's one of the seven wonders of the world. And so, you just go there, you can stare at that, powerful waterfall, the beautiful waterfalls for hours on end, right? At nighttime, it's lit up with like the rainbow colors, with different colors like, red, green, whatever, right? Especially if you're in like a very high floor, it's such a magical experience to look out your window and just witness the beauty of the falls, the light just shining on it, creating like different colors. Um, but has this really lost its magic? You know, a lot of people are saying that Niagara Falls right now, it's overhyped, right? Again, a lot of people go there and there's some issues now, right? Even though it's a beautiful place, there's many issues going on. It's very crowded now. If you go to Niagara Falls, remember before you could just go there and just hang out, take pictures by the falls and you know just go to the restaurants. But there are some issues here. So let's talk about the first one. Talk about the crowding. I remember a few years back, maybe 2, 3 years ago, when I went to Niagara Falls. I think I went on Canada Day. I believe that was on a holiday. That was a big mistake because there were so many people. And look, everyone deserves to have fun, go out with their family or friends or whatever, and have fun. That's fine. But I'm just saying, it's just over the top. You know, for example, if you're going to the falls area, it's next to impossible to get a really nice picture, right? Yeah, I'm not the only one that wants a picture of my family, but at the same time, it's kind of overbearing, and the summer's very hot. That I love. I love the heat. I'm not a winter person. But everyone wants a perfect Instagram shot, right? Everyone wants the perfect Instagram shot or doing their TikToks, whatever. That's fine. But all I'm saying is it's next to impossible to get, to hang out with your family and get like a decent view of the fall. You kind of have to be scrambling, to squeeze in. Um, and again, fine. I don't mind. Everybody deserves to come out with their family and stuff. But the crowd is just crazy. And then there's Clifton Hills, which has all entertainment, the restaurants, you got, ice cream parlors and, certain attractions. I love Clifton Hills. It just gives you a really fun, energetic feeling, right? But the same thing with the crowds. There's just too many people, you know. And then just walking up that hill. I remember my wife's mom, well, my mother-in-law. Yeah, she was visiting from the Philippines, and I think she was in a like a wheelchair. And yeah, it's a nightmare, trying to navigate through the crowds to do all this stuff. And look, I know the world doesn't revolve around me, right? But these are just facts that I notice, and it's something that many Canadians or other people are talking about, and that's why we're discussing this, right? So it'd be nice to me. Anyways, guys, so if you're just joining us, we're talking about Niagara Falls, and some, the challenges with Niagara Falls. If it, has it lost its magical feel, right? When you enter Niagara Falls, it's like a magical experience. You enter like a different time zone, like the Twilight Zone. Um, yeah. So let me get back. So overcrowding is one issue, right? And so as a tourist destination, crowds are good. That means business is booming. Your restaurants are making money. Your hotels are making money. So crowds are good, right? But for people, with families like like kids and stuff like that, it's a little bit overwhelming. Because you have to make sure, first of all, make sure that your kids are safe and don't get snatched away in the crowd. And and sometimes it could be stressful when you have a lot of people in the same area hustling and bustling. You got a lot of noise and all that. It can be overbearing. Okay, so that's one problem that's gotten worse in Niagara Falls. Too many people. So to overcome that, we normally go on like a regular schmegular day. Like it's not going to be like the May 2 for a long weekend or the Victoria Day weekend or the Canada Day weekend. Although we may go again this weekend, this long weekend. Um, Next thing, the hotel pricing. Oh, why is it so high? Why does the prices of hotels, have to be so high? Why do I have to pay um $700-800 per night for the hotel? Because look, we spent a couple nights in the fall in Niagara Falls. We're gonna spend about $2,000. Who has $2,000 to spend on a vacation? It's not even sorry. It's not even like you're flying out of the country because we're driving from Toronto. Niagara Falls, not Toronto. I don't think so. Anyways, so it's not like I'm flying, to Mexico or, you know, Barbados or Jamaica for any holiday, and I'm spending $2,000 to spend 2 nights in a hotel. That's crazy. Like the hotel prices are really crazy, and some people are saying that even the service, the hotel service, it sucks. Depending on where you stay, the rooms are outdated, right? So it's not worth the money, right? Nobody wants to spend nobody has $2,000 to spend for 2 nights. And a lot of people, because of the pricing, they're just going to the cottage. They just they're going for like road trips, like a long drive to Montreal or whatever, right? Yeah, because the hotels are too pricey. So that it's two things: crowds, overpriced hotels. What else is my rant about? Let's talk about um you're speeding, man. Watch out, man. Crazy. I don't know if you speak. Anyways, guys, let's get back to the point. The next thing is parking. There is no parking in Niagara Falls. Well, there is, but it's for rich people. Hey, good morning. What's going on? Thanks for joining. Somebody saying hi on the live there. So hit the subscribe button, guys. I appreciate you guys, and give me a thumbs up. So let's talk about parking. So I mean, I don't know how many people, but few people they take the bus to Niagara Falls. There's like these trips in Toronto say, oh yeah, uh, a day trip to Niagara Falls, or I don't know, maybe a couple of nights in Niagara Falls. So they take a bus trip that goes there, so they don't have to worry about traffic or parking. You go, you have fun back on the bus. I'm not spending 5 hours on the bus to go to Niagara Falls, right? So we always drive. But the problem is when you drive, you can find a decent parking, like close to the falls or whatever. I mean, there's parking there, but the problem is the prices are too high. I believe it's like maybe $40 for parking. I mean, it's a lot of money, right? You do pay for parking anywhere you go, but Niagara Falls, especially, is very expensive, right? And I get it; it's a tourist destination, and you gotta pay for, I guess the place that you go to park, right? Depending on where you're going. But parking is really expensive, and there's a lot of traffic there and stuff like that. So I don't know. Just to me, I mean, I still love going to Niagara Falls. Comments: do you still like going to Niagara Falls, or do you think it's lost its magic? Do you think there's too many people, overcrowding Niagara Falls? The hotels are too expensive. There's too much traffic there. Tell me what do you think in the comments, guys? I mean, for me, I still love going. I go every year. The kids love it, and we love going to the water park. The water park is quite amazing, and I forgot to put my do not disturb stuff on. Sorry, guys. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah. So to me, those are deal breakers. Yes, but I usually go for the kids, right? My kids, they love going to like the wave pool. By I think it's close to Clifton Hills, and we go there. I mean, we're none of us are real swimmers, but we love going. It's like a nice feeling. My little daughter there, she likes to go on those crazy slides. And trust me, but that's not my thing. But I think, regardless of those issues that I mentioned, Niagara Falls is still top destinations, visited by tourists. But I believe there should be some changes in terms of all of these that I mentioned before, to control the amount of people, the crowds. And, like I said before, crowds are fine. But, not everybody, likes the hustle and bustle, especially if you have like kids and stuff like that. It's kind of hard to, it becomes really stressful. Okay, you're like, oh my god, I hope hope my my kid is not gonna stray in the crowds and get lost, right? So I mentioned those things: crowds, parking, um, hotel is expensive. Now, what's the issue? Prices of the restaurants. Wow, when you go to a restaurant, I mean, I did a vlog about this before, talking about people. Actually, just yesterday, I did a vlog, and no one can afford to eat out. A lot of people, they used to, like for myself, I used to go to almost every weekend. We'll go to buffets. We go to, not really the keg, but whatever, go to Jack Astor's, Moxie's. I don't know, I like Moxie's. Just hanging out with, back then my girlfriend, whatever. Um, and it used to be fun, and it still is. But pricing, like the price of taking your spouse or taking your family out is crazy. It's gonna cost you about $200 just to go to a restaurant. And then now going to Niagara Falls is probably double that, right? Because usually when you go to a tourist destination, the price goes way up, right? And yes, sure, it's really expensive to run a business in Niagara Falls because the more what touristy gets, the higher, I guess, rent or lease the restaurants pay, or I don't know if the hotel pay lease or whatever, but maybe that's the reason why. But I'm telling you, tourists now are not happy with like prices. You go to a hotel. I didn't mention before, you're gonna spend like $1,000 for like a family of four. just staying for one night. So you want to spend 2 nights. It's really gonna cost you. You're gonna spend like 2 grand, right? Plus, you're gonna go to a restaurant. You wanna, obviously wanna, go to a restaurant. And by the way, I love going to Mandarin. There's a Mandarin restaurant. I'd say about 20 minutes away from the main falls or the main, attraction areas of Niagara Falls. And so whenever we go to Niagara Falls, we like go to Mandarin, because we find that there's not too much foods that we like, right? I mean, I like West Indian foods, and I think there's a Jamaican restaurant down there, maybe a couple, I don't know. But there's a lot of all day breakfast places there, buffets, all you can eat. There's some steak houses. I know there's a Kelsey's there. There's lots of restaurants, but the problem is it's very expensive, right? So between the hotels, like the price for the hotels and the rest of the price for the food or the restaurants, you're gonna go broke. And hey, who has money in this crazy Canadian economy, right? I mean, I know not only Canadians go to Niagara Falls. I mean, it's a global tourist destination, right? But people are struggling all over the world. So Niagara Falls, lower your prices, okay? It's really, really crazy. Yeah, but those are the issues. Those are just my, a few points that I wanted to talk about, in this video. So put in the comments. I'm not hearing from you guys. What's going on? Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the live. Give a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, folks. I really appreciate you guys joining my live. I like to rant. I like to rant and rage when I'm going to work. So you guys are keeping my company as I go on my 2 hour journey to work. But you know something? I work up. Yeah, I work up. Like I mentioned before, 2 hours away from my home. Right. Sometimes I used to work just a couple times per week, but now I go in 4 or maybe 5 times per week to go into work. So look, so 2 hours to work, 2 hours back. So that's so four. I'm spending 4 hours on the road daily. So 4 times 5, what? 20 hours weekly. Is that worth it? That's crazy. And in terms of Niagara Falls, my job is actually not that far from Niagara Falls because I take 4 freeways to work. And same thing, it's on my way to Niagara Falls. So maybe I should just, complete the journey and just go to Niagara Falls. So sometimes like I drive to Niagara Falls every single day to work. It's really insane. But you know what saves me, guys? Because I take the 507, right? It's a toll highway. So when it comes to toll, it's really expensive, right? Right now I owe them like $1,000. But the good thing is about the 507 is that it saves me about 20, if I'm lucky, 30 minutes journey to my work, right? That's the good thing about it. The bad thing is I gotta pay a lot of cash in a flash, right? And right now, I'm not rich yet, okay? Cash is coming, but I'm not rich yet. So that's the thing. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's maybe I should just drive straight to Niagara Falls. But yeah, so we're gonna go this year. We're gonna go to Niagara Falls this year, God willing. And we're just hoping that it's not too crowded. I know I'm asking for too much here. We're gonna ask for a miracle. Because if we end up going, say, on Canada Day, then it's over. It's almost like a guarantee that it's going to be super crowded, right? And again, like I mentioned before, I don't mind the crowds, okay? But sometimes it's just too much. Like going down, that famous hill by Clifton Hill, going down. It's crazy. Sometimes I mean, it's a sidewalk. The sidewalk's a bit narrow. So you're like rubbing shoulders and inhaling those BOs. Oh my god, it's an experience, man. But to be honest, I'm actually looking forward to go with the kids again. I mean, as I mentioned before, maybe some of you are just joining me right now. I'm ranting and raging about the stuff going on in Niagara Falls. Um, My kids like going. They like to play video games and stuff like that. We go to the arcade. Even the go karts. Do you guys have the go karts? I used to have the go karts. You get to zoom around the track. I forgot what it's called. But anyways, yeah, we used to zoom around the tracks, but the thing is, it's kind of rough now. Like, driving this nice, smooth luxury car, and then going to that little, crazy go kart. I mean, my kids love it. I mean, it's fine. I like doing it. So we go to go kart. We go to arcades. You know, Sometimes we don't even. I don't even. I think we went to Niagara Falls before. And we haven't gone to the falls itself. We just, kind of zoom up and down the boulevard there, Clifton Hills. Enjoying the hotel. We go to Denny's, whatever. And but it's supposed for the kids. So that's what we're looking forward to. So how about you guys? Do you guys like going to Niagara Falls? And do you think I have a valid point about the crowd being too overcrowded and the price of hotels are too high? Parking is an issue. Tell me in the comments, guys. What do you guys think about that? Or am I just miserable? Oh my gosh. So it's a nice day here in Toronto. Right now it's said it's 17 degrees. And see in Fahrenheit, that's what, like Fahrenheit's about maybe like 60 degrees. I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm just hitting the highway, guys. So this is where I start to spend money. Okay, so I'm on the 507. They're gonna save me 20 to 30 minutes, but at the same time, it's gonna take 20 to 30 bucks out of my pocket. I remember one year I owed the 47. I think it was like 11,000 bucks. Yes, I had some issues there, and I didn't pay them for a while. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. They're not gonna miss 11,000 bucks. But the problem was? I had to renew my license. And so, the government's really smart. If you can owe us money, but guess what? You ain't gonna get your license, right? So you go to the DMV or whatever, you're not gonna get your license, right? So I ended up after paying it's either 7,000 or 11,000. I don't know, plus or minus 4,000. But yeah, I end up having to pay that money, and I just promised myself I'm never going back on the 4-7, right? And it was probably over I don't know, maybe 7 years, 8 years. I've accidentally gone on the 4-7 maybe like twice, right? And I paid them like I don't know, 40 bucks, whatever. Um, but right now, because my job has changed, like the location of my job has changed, I don't really have much of a choice. I mean, I have a choice. It's either I spend 2 hours plus on the standard freeways, or I suck up the price and I come on the 4-7 and save myself 20 to 30 minutes. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal to save a lot of time. Like, I mean, I don't want to show you where I'm like the roads, because I don't want to get they're going to say it's a distracted driving, because I'm paying attention and trying to steer wheel. But yeah, traffic in Toronto has been really insane, right? Yeah, I think Toronto's a rich people, right? And like I said, I'm going to be rich one day. It's coming, and I hope you guys get rich too one day. Right, guys? Put in the comments. You want to be rich? Oh man, yeah. But Canada's amazing. We want to. I've only been to. I mean, where have I traveled to? I've already traveled to many provinces in Toronto. I mean, I've been to Quebec or Montreal. Yeah, I think I've been twice. Where else have I been? I've been to Ottawa. I haven't really been in many places in Toronto. I mean, I've you know been in Toronto for 38 years. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, I've been to Florida. Never been to Texas. Where else have I been? Passed through Chicago before. I've been to Pennsylvania. Um, yeah, not too many places. like in Canada. So yeah, maybe I should explore like maybe Vancouver. I heard that Vancouver is really expensive, right? So people, yeah, and but I heard it's good. Like the weather, I heard it's not. It doesn't get too cold. It get a lot of rain, just like England, right? You get a lot of rain, but it's it doesn't get too cold. I don't know, rain is good for the plants, but it kind of makes it kind of boring and depressing. While Toronto, you're gonna freeze your butt off. Yeah, guys. So hold on, I've been on 25 minutes. I usually try to put this at about 30 minutes, so you guys don't snooze and lose. So, guys, thank you for joining. We're talking about Niagara Falls. If you're just joining, let me recap. Niagara Falls, a magical experience, a magical place. People go there, well, probably mostly for family trips, family outings. Tourists go there from all over the world. Um, people spend your honeymoon in Niagara Falls, right? That's how famous it is. And the falls is beautiful. Clifton Hills with all that arcades and entertainment, beautiful place. But recently, or people are getting very frustrated with overcrowding, and it's just make the experience. It takes away the magic from the experience. Especially if you have like a family, you got kids. You don't want to go on vacation and be stressed out, right? With crowding and noise and all that fancy stuff. But it's fun. It's if you're young or whatever, people love this stuff, right? I love it. I like going there. I have kids. I don't think they really mind the crowds too much. Um, it's just whatever. It's a tour. It's a destination. You got to expect crowds, right? But this is what I'm hearing. The drum beats are getting louder. Prices for the hotels is ridiculous, and it's true, right? I mean, back in the day, you could spend $300 per night for the hotel. There's like deals. Pay a few $100s. When you go on your trip. But now, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to be paying like I don't know, maybe 500-600 bucks per night for the hotel. Family of four. All said and done, you're going to pay like $2,000 just to drive a couple a couple hours from Toronto. Um, yeah, it's insane, man. Things are just getting too ridiculous. The hotel prices, the food prices, But look, it's I'm not gonna say once in a lifetime experience, but maybe once a year experience if you go every year. So yeah, I don't know, it may be worth it. I don't know, but we're gonna continue to go. We're looking forward to going this year again, and I love going there. I love spending time with my family, going to the wave pool. The kids like the arcade. I got younger kids, so hey, I don't mind going. But I think something needs to. Well, I know something needs to be done. You know, regarding the prices of like hotels, they need to lower your role, right? So the prices, the crowds. I mean, you can't really do you can't really do much about the crowds, right? If people are gonna, you want people to come out and spend money, whatever. So there's not much you can do about the crowds. But um, there could be some type of control strategy. Like, I mean, you don't restrict people's movement too much, right? Of a turn off in that respect. But I mean, maybe they could doing it, but I don't know. Just my thoughts, guys. So thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna end this live soon. I appreciate you guys joining. Let me see. I believe somebody says Calgary. Hey, what's up? We got Calgary in the house as a mouse. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Shout out to Calgary, guys. I've never been to Calgary. Is that Alberta, right? Calgary, Alberta. Yeah. We have a very good, family friend. I would say cousin. That's from Calgary. And I know about the Calgary Stampede. Yeah, it's very famous. I think Calgary Stampede is like a global event. Like it's very famous, the Calgary Stampede. I think you have like people running around and stamp. I'm just kidding. It's a stampede. It's like I don't know, maybe some cows. I don't know what it is, but I've never been to Calgary. Yeah. So when are you coming to Toronto? Are you planning to come to Toronto anytime soon? Okay, somebody's saying something else about the hotel. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I right now say read everything, but I think you're saying something about the liberal governments and the hotels. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, refugees. Yeah, I know. Look, nobody can ignore the immigration problem. I purposely try to avoid talking about that a little bit. I know some people, paint immigration issues in a negative light, and it, kind of borders on some, discrimination issues. Um, but for myself, my take is on this, right? Canada is a uh, multicultural country. Why can't I talk today? Yeah, Canada's a multicultural country, and everybody's welcome. But the fact is, yeah, there are some issues with immigration, and it causes overcrowding in a lot of places. It causes a lot of problems, job issues. We all know that it's no secret, right? But it's a good point you're making, and unfortunately, I can't read the details of your message, but I do get what you're saying, and I appreciate that. You know, yeah, that has a lot to do with it also. I mean, I've seen what happens on TikTok, right? I mean, I've seen it. Okay, I know what's going on, but I kind of hold my tongue because some things that I read through um, the comments about I guess the nature of people going there is a little bit borderline kind of rude. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Let's put it that way. It is what it is. It's still a beautiful place. Canada is a beautiful place for everyone that's welcome. But yeah, I know when it comes to political issues, it's a very touchy subject, and but yeah, they do have the government does have a lot to do with what's going on. Obviously, with what's going on in society. Even in the tourist attractions, right? And and I mean, like I said before, everybody's welcome. Everybody's have equal opportunity to do whatever they want. But at the same time, yeah, I know it could be like overboard. It could go overboard for sure, right? Well, let me just see what I'm doing here. Yeah, but that's a very interesting point that you brought up, and I'm so sorry I can't really see your name. Let's see here, guys. Yes, I love Toronto from original. Oh, you're original from Toronto. Okay. Yeah, you're right. It's very expensive, man. It's crazy. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I'm wondering how do people live in Niagara Falls? Like people that live there, I mean, how they afford the prices. But the thing, it's really interesting about the prices, right? I mean, from being from Toronto, you drive to Niagara Falls. You know, we're just there for a day or two, and then we spend a few $100 on food, and the hotel you spend like 2 grand. How about people that live there? The other side of the coin is that is it cheaper to buy a house there, right? I mean, that's a really interesting point to make because maybe for tourists it's expensive, but to live there as a standard citizen, right? Maybe it's cheaper. Maybe the house prices are cheaper because the further out in general, the further out you go from Toronto, like I don't know Barrie and I don't really know the areas, but I don't know Georgina. I'm trying to think. Well, Queensville. Is it Queensville or Whoville? Anyway, the further you go from Toronto, cheaper it is, right? If you go to London, Ontario, not London, England. For some of you who don't know, there's a London, Ontario, not London, England. Okay, so yeah, the further you get from Toronto, the cheaper it is. So the point I'm trying to make um, is Niagara Falls is buying a house in Niagara Falls cheaper than in Toronto. I'm not sure. My gut feeling tells me that it is going to be cheaper, right? Because it's sure it's a tourist area, it's a tourist attraction, so maybe it's going to be more expensive. But I'm not so sure about that because maybe you're not in the heart of the entertainment district, so to speak, right? But you're still in Niagara Falls, right? But one thing I noticed though with the houses in Niagara Falls is they're a little bit old. And I'm not knocking it, right? I mean, hey, it's a historic place. It's been around for a long time. But yeah, that's the only thing that I noticed here. You know, houses are a little bit old. I'm sure they probably have different developments and all that. But yeah, it's a good point you made about that. About in all these years, 30 plus. I'm like, I've been going to Niagara Falls 30 years. I mean, since I was like in my teens. Um, I've never been to Niagara on the Lake. Have you guys been to Niagara on the Lake? I've never been to Niagara on the Lake. But I think Niagara on the Lake is more for maybe couples. Am I right about that? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I know they have like wine tasting and cheese stay. Oh my gosh, I only have 50 kilometers left. Guys, I'm running out of gas. What am I gonna do? Send me some cash, guys. I need some gas. No, I think I just heard a beep, right? And I looked on my dash, and I only have a few kilometers left on my yeah, in my tank. My God, you see what I'm talking about, guys? You know, to get to um to go to Niagara Falls, a lot of money. Plus, I have to be paying for gas and insurance, right? It's really crazy. Yeah, I only have a few kilometers left. I think this is enough to get me to work, or at least to the gas station. So pray for me, guys. Uh, See, this is the problem about working from home. Sorry, going into the office every day. Like I said before, I work 2 hours away, from my house, and that means I'm gonna fill up my tank twice per week. And it's not like my tank runs empty, right? My rule is once your my gas tank or fuel tank reaches the halfway mark, I want to refill it again. Because being Canadian, right? Once you're in Canada, you're used to the winters, and you don't want to get stuck on an icy road in -20 or -30, run out of gas. And then sometimes the tow truck's gonna take 2 hours. By the time they reach you, you're a block of ice, right? So yeah, so I'm kind of it's like a creature, it's like a habit, right? Once it reaches half, even if it's summer, I want to fill my tank because you never know what's going to happen, right? Um, but I used to fill my tank, maybe once per week, and I spend about I don't know, $110 probably. But now, driving 2 hours to work, I'm spending more than $200 per week. What? What? Cat in the hat. God, like it's crazy. $200 per week. So let's do the math. $200 per week. How many weeks per month? 4, right? $800 per month. Ooh. People pay $800 for their rent. $800 per month. Okay, let's do the math again. $800 per month for gas times 12. Mm, 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 mm. So you guys math geniuses. What's what's 12 times 8? 96, right? So you're telling me, Eduardo, that I'm paying not like $9,600 per year for gas for just for gas. Let's just call it $10,000. I'm paying $10,000 per year for gas. Plus insurance. So for insurance, how much am I paying for insurance now? Let's call it $300 per month. So 12 threes, 36, $3,600, 3,600, right? So 10,000. Let's call it $4,000. So I'm paying $14,000 just to drive my car per year. Oh my gosh, it's crazy, man. Living in Canada is very, very crazy. Yeah, living in Canada is very crazy. I think, to be honest, Canada's for rich people, folks. It's for the rich. And maybe all of you watching is rich people. Well, thank you for joining, folks. From the Great White North. Oh, hey, what's up? Welcome. Oh, terrible, terrible. Okay, sorry, I can't really read it. I want to keep my eyes on the road, but thank you guys for joining. I appreciate. Don't assassinate. Oh, you know what? I'm here yapping. I should be watching my gas tank. I'm telling you, folks, I'm low. I am low on gas. And, all this year's driving, I think I've run out of gas. Mm, maybe only once. Maybe only once. Yeah, I remember. I remember. When I was dating my wife. Okay, should I be getting off here? Yeah. That's the I-43. Okay. Okay. All right. Listen. So yeah, I've run out of gas. I think once. I'm usually really careful about gas. I mean, back in the day, um, I'm kind of a little bit careless. My I know my tank's an E, like literally E, and it's below E. But I've had the same car for like years and years and years, so I know how it is. I know it's not going to leave me on the road. It's very loyal. We got a nice loyal relationship, and so my it's a Honda. It's like an old Honda I used to drive, right? So it's an E. It's below E, and I'm telling you, I'm still going. Even if I'm on the highway, I'm still going because I know my little Betsy's not going to leave me on the streets. You know. But this car, actually, no, the one before this was an Acura, right? And it did say E, and I'm trying to go pick up my when I was dating my wife at that time, and I'm driving, and I'm on the freeway. I'm like, I'm gonna, it's all good, and it's gonna it's gonna be fine, right? I'm in denial, but then I feel my I feel the car going like this. Oh my god, should I be getting off here? Oh my god. I'm gonna take a chance, folks. I'm taking a chance. Um, uh, oh my god, I have a feeling I should not be getting off here. But you know what? I may be lucky to find a gas station. Yeah, because I have. I mean, it could take time to work. But anyway, back to my point. So yeah, my my car's an E, and then they're like, I'm gonna make it. And then yeah, that's like my the 507 transponder. It's like beeping. So then I just feel I'm on the highway and I feel the car going like this. Hey, right? So then like, oh my god, I'm in trouble now. So I try to use my GPS to get to the nearest gas station, and then it says, yeah, turn here, turn there, turn everywhere. Do you know where it took me? It took me to TD Bank, and I could not leave that TD Bank. I trust me. I hate GPSs. It take the boony line. If you're trying to escape for your life, don't depend on GPSs. Okay. Um. Yeah. So, anyways, I ran out of gas, and I had to call my girlfriend, and at that time before I got married, and I'm like, hey, honey, what's up? I'm gonna be a little bit late. And okay, this is kind of weird. So the traffic light's red this way, and it's red this way, but now it's just changed. Kind of weird. But anyways, yeah. So it took me to the TD Bank. I rented around on a gas, and I'm like, oh my god, this is kind of crazy, right? So I call my girlfriend, whatever. I'm like, oh honey, I'm gonna be a little bit late. I think it's something back like 2 hours because I gotta wait on the tow truck, and I think they brought gas, blah blah blah. So from that time, I'm traumatized. Okay, so I just make sure that I do not run out of gas. So every time it reaches like half a tank, I'm gonna refill. Cost me a lot of money, but you know what? It is what it is. The next thing is I do not run red lights. Okay, the amber, that's my red light. Unless if it's like snowy and slippery and stuff like that, right? Yeah, but yeah, folks. So pray for me, guys. I think I have a few kilometers left on this baby. So yeah, I'm gonna try to find a gas station. I like Petro Canada, but I'm not gonna discriminate. I'm not, whatever I find, I'm taking it like ASAP. Cause yeah, I don't, I've had this car for. I mean, it's relatively new. I've had this car for 4 years. I bought it brand new, and maybe I should put on my glasses so I can see the gas stations. Yeah, I don't want to run out of petrol, folks. That would be a disaster. Where's my glass? Did I leave my glasses at home? I know I packed it. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. Folks, did I leave my glasses? I mean, I'm not talking about my shades. I mean, look, I can see it on my glasses, right? But I just want some added security. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Found it, folks. So how about you guys? Do you guys have a rule about when you fill up your gas? Do you wait till it's like half a tank, quarter tank, or do you wait till it's nosedive in the E range? Put in the comments, guys. What are you guys brave? Oh, now I'm back in the city, and usually I don't really like taking out my shades. So let's see here. I don't want to look silly. Oh, I see a gas station. Woo! I am saved. Hallelujah. So, guys, hit the subscribe button, folks. Hit that thumbs up so YouTube likes me and send you guys back. Maybe tomorrow. We'll discuss the next topic. Oh, here's a gas station right here. There's an Esso. Well, thank you kindly. I'm saved by the bell. All right, guys. Oh, yeah. Saved by the bell, folks. Well, guys, I appreciate you so much for joining. Okay, let me read the comments now. Now that, I could, I'm behind since I'm behind the fence from the bully, let's see here. Hello, hello. What? So I can't read it. Oh, Peanut Hotel Terrace area, hundreds of refugees. They spend millions on lease hotels there. That makes other hotels. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah. The immigration issue and refugee issues are a problem. Yeah. You love Toronto. You are from there. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. My family moved to Uxbridge, Ontario, from Toronto for money years ago, but Uxbridge is very expensive. Yeah, it is very expensive. From the Great White North. Yep, I saw that. Welcome. And that's if nothing goes wrong with the vehicle. Huh. I hope not. Have an awesome day. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Peanut LaRue or LaRux. Yeah, well, that's probably French. I used to fill up half, but someone told me it's not good for the car. So I go at the last quarter. Okay. Well, you know what? Whatever works for you, folks. But for me, again, I like to let me turn this baby off so I save some gas because gas is so expensive, right? Like I drive an SUV, because I need for my two kids, right? So, yeah, it takes me, mm, yeah, 100 and I don't know whatever to fill this baby up. So yeah. But anyways, guys, I gotta run to work 10:32. The good thing is I don't have my boss breathing on my neck. So that's a good thing. So join me tomorrow again. Hit the subscribe button, folks, and hit the notification bell so you know when I'm ready to rant and rage about a different topic. Maybe food prices. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna be ranting tomorrow, guys. So thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys. Keep spreading love, folks. and don't run out of gas, folks. All right. Take care. Bye.